Hello, everyone. Hope you guys can hear me. Hope you guys had a good weekend. I know the new work week starts tomorrow. Um, I had a decent weekend myself. A lot of things came out over the past couple of days. Just wanted to chill and talk about this stuff because a lot of this stuff is pretty funny. A lot of this stuff is pretty cool, and a lot of this stuff is at the same time pretty dumb. So, before we dive into the Ananta news, I wanted to real quick. Um, I really wanted to talk about the Wolverine game. That's like one of the main things I want to talk about. Um, Before we dive into that, I do want to bring up this post that IGN made a couple of days ago about Ghost of Yotei, and it's absolutely insane. So I'll play the video so you guys can see it. Because this is absolutely insane. Oh, there's no volume. Uh, where's the volume? Okay, I see the volume button. All right, let me see if I can restart it. Let me restart it.
You reviewed Ghost of Yotei, you gave it an 8, which is great. You liked it more than Tsushima, but Tsushima has a 9 on IGN. How does that make sense?
So I'm actually surprised that these people gave Tsushima a 9, which I kind of agree. Yeah, Tsushima was a really good game. I believe it deserved that 9, even though this is coming from IGN. Um, I think this is when IGN was starting to lose their credibility around this time because this was like 2020.
Hey, well, listen, that's not my review. Different people have different opinions. Shouts out to Mitchell Saltzman. He did a great review. We differ on some things, and that's how we end up with different scores. You know what I'm saying?
Hypothetically, what score would you have given Ghost of Tsushima?
So I was at GameSpot at the time,
What?
and the reviewer at the time gave it a 7, and I tend to agree with him.
So this guy would give Tsushima a 7, but he gives Yotei an 8. Which is kind of insane to give Tsushima a 7. Just to be clear.
And when we were both covering the game when it first came out, 7 means good, 7 means good, and 8 means great. Like, this game is...
So they're basically saying, these guys are basically saying that Tsushima is good. Like, not great, but good. Compared to Yotei. Which, mind you, Tsushima was critically acclaimed by literally almost every single person that ever touched the game. Like, it's just insane to me. Shout out to Lucid Prophet for being in the chat. What's up, man? So this is absolutely insane that this guy is saying that Tsushima didn't really deserve the 9. He would rather give it a 7. I highly doubt this individual even finished Ghost of Tsushima. I'm just being completely honest.
Is really fun to play. I really like Tsushima's gameplay mechanics. Once I got deep into Tsushima, I was like, okay, I kind of get it. I wish there was a little bit more depth here. That's what Yotei brings. There's more depth to the combat, or you have more tools to play with. And so the combat challenges that you face, you feel like you're juggling a lot more. It feels a little bit more dynamic. The foundation of Tsushima is very, very good. And then Yotei improved on it. And that's how you get a sequel that is, I would say, better than the first, and the one I would actually recommend.
You reviewed Ghost...
So this guy would basically recommend Yotei over Tsushima. So again, this game already has a lot of criticism behind it, especially after the recent events that happened the other week. Not to mention the actress playing Yotei is a very unlikable person. So again, this is someone who's been a strong advocate for Dragon Age: The Veilguard. So again, and plus this is IGN, so I'm not surprised. I'm not saying Ghost of Yotei is gonna flop because the budget for this game is not that high. I believe it's the same as the first game, which is about 60 mil, so it's not that high. I don't think this game is gonna flop, but I just don't see this game selling a similar amount of copies compared to the first game, because the first game sold over about 13 million copies, I believe, and I don't see this game selling that close to that. I don't even think it's going to even touch 10 million copies sold. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think it's going to flop. I don't think the game's going to flop, but I just don't see it being as good as the original game. I feel like this is going to be something similar to Spider-Man 2. Because Spider-Man 1, obviously that game was critically acclaimed. It sold a lot of copies. The second game, even though it improved on the gameplay compared to the first game, the game did not sell that well because of the story and how they treated Peter Parker. So, again, we'll have to wait and see. Like I said, I'm really hesitant on this game. Obviously, I'm not going to play it on release because I'm just going to wait for the Steam when we get the Steam drop for this when it comes out on PC. So I'll wait for that. But I am going to be hearing out, listening to some reviews of gamers who are playing the game, credible reviewers too. But we'll have to wait and see. But anyways, just wanted to play that stupid clip from IGN. Now you guys wonder why IGN has lost a lot of credibility because they're literally giving games that people that objectively the entire gaming community rejects, and these people are praising and saying it's the best thing ever. So, and games that we like, they will flat out say they're bad. We've seen this happen with First Ascendant, Stellar Blade, Wukong. So I am not surprised. So, anyways, let's get on to the main topic. I really want to dive in to talk about a game called Ananta. A lot of people are calling it kind of like an anime GTA. And I kind of see why they're calling it, especially when you look at some of the gameplay mechanics and how it looks. And not to mention, this came out recently, so basically, people are saying this is like literally straight out from Spider-Man, like literally some of the gameplay mechanics about it. But there's a lot to dive into, especially right here. Some people are saying Sony is about to sue this game for copying Spider-Man. So I need you to understand this, and I'm going to play the video play the video right now. But before I play the video, I do think the game looks pretty interesting. This game comes out for Android and PlayStation. From what I understand, this is going to be a free to play game. Literally I think it's over like well over 11 million people pre-registered for this game. So this game is very in demand right now. A lot of people are anticipating this game's release. There hasn't been a concrete release date yet for this game, but I'm personally very interested. And this is something that people don't understand. So people are saying that Sony might sue them, and yet Sony, literally right here, revealed the trailer for this game. They also helped with the marketing for this game. So a lot of weird people trying to cancel this game, even though it's not released, for stupid reasons. I'm not saying copying a game is bad, but a lot of games do take inspirations from each other. Like, for example, if you play Marvel Spider-Man, you can literally tell they took a lot of inspiration from the Arkham games in terms of the combat. So, again, a lot of games do this all the time. It's all about how you do it, and if it comes off as unique. It's similar to like an art style. If you have an artist you like, you try to mimic their art style, but at the same time try to make it your own, change some certain aspects of the art style. There's nothing wrong with doing that, as long as you don't flat out copy or trace. So let's take a look at some of the stuff that's being said about this game. The character designs look really good too. It's just amazing to me how the Japanese know how to make females look like females, but yet here in the West, we continue to make our females look like straight up guys. And I'm literally gonna dive into that with the whole Wolverine game and the Mystique thing. Actually, I'll come back to the Ananta stuff. Let's go. Actually want to talk about the Wolverine stuff first because I actually want to talk about the Wolverine stuff first because that is something I do want to talk about right now. Let's take a look at this. It's really quick. Let's take a look at this. Shout out to Hypnotic for making this video.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so in today's video, we are going to be reacting and talking about the situation regarding Wolverine.
So the Wolverine game, the trailer came out during the State of Play last week. I streamed it. I actually said that the Wolverine trailer looks good. I thought it was really violent. I'm happy that they're going for that rated M rating for Wolverine. In my personal opinion, I feel like Wolverine should always be in that tone, whether it's gaming or in movies. That's why I loved Logan. I thought the Wolverine movie, when it was in Japan, I thought that was a okay movie. But I always thought Wolverine should always be like, raw and bloody. And I'm happy that the game is going in that direction. A lot of people who criticized this game, well, not criticized, they more so said that this is like Insomniac's like last chance to like not disappoint gamers, because like I said, Spider-Man 2 disappointed a lot of people in terms of the story and what they did with Peter Parker and how they botched the symbiote arc. So I kind of feel like I kind of tend to agree, because this is their last chance to have good faith. Because one thing I will not deny Insomniac, they know how to make their games look good. The graphics, the gameplay, everything about their games, it will always look good. They do not miss when it comes to that aspect. In terms of the writing, though, and the story, that's where things start to slip. Because after Spider-Man 2018, I don't know what the hell happened to Insomniac. I absolutely have no idea what happened. Because they went from really good writing to like literally botching main characters in support for other characters, whether it's a female character or a character that's not even the main character. And I just don't understand why they're doing that. And it's not just with Insomniac. A lot of properties are doing this too, not just in gaming, but in Hollywood as well. Like we've seen it happen in Hollywood over the past couple of years. But again, I'm just so confused on why Insomniac went that direction with Spider-Man 2. So let's take a look at this. Let's rewatch the trailer. Let's take a look.
Wolverine, Insomniac Games' brand new video game that everybody knew about because the game got massively leaked over and over and over again for the last year plus. Wolverine has officially been shown, gameplay trailer has been shown, and people have opinions about it. What I want to do is react to this trailer, and I want to give you a little bit of information regarding, I guess the history of the characters, how we already knew who was going to play Mystique, for example. We already had all this.
So this game, also some context, the Wolverine game was announced all the way back, I believe, in 2021, I believe. Like towards the end of 21, this game was announced and revealed. So it's been announced for quite a while now.
Information of who was going to play who, but I guess people must have forgotten. But now that the information's out there, we can cover it considering that it was leaks beforehand. So let's check out this video and see what we got going on. This is Wolverine gameplay trailer. Here we go.
The only criticism I have about the Wolverine character, I kind of wish it was Steve Blum voicing Wolverine. That's just my personal opinion. Because Steve Blum, for those of you who don't know, very prominent voice actor. He's voiced a lot of characters. Wolverine is like, if you watch the Hulk versus Wolverine movie and the old X-Men shows, it's been I believe it's been Steve Blum voicing the character. And Steve Blum, he does a really good interpretation of Wolverine. So I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't pick Steve Blum to voice Wolverine. I don't think I'm the only person feeling that way. I would have rather either Steve Blum or Hugh Jackman. That's just my personal opinion. I feel like if they got in Hugh Jackman, this game would have sold even more gangbusters. But that's just my personal opinion.
Been fighting longer than I can remember.
You know what's sad? I can't look at Liam and not think of like Team Spartacus, because Spartacus was one of my favorite shows of all time. And Liam came in season 3, I believe, or whatever. Yeah, season 3 or 4. I think it was 3. He came in after the original actor died, unfortunately, due to health complications and whatnot. It was really sad. And I mean, the show was never the same when Liam came in. And God bless his heart, he tried. But I can't see him as anything other than Teemu Spartacus. But I'm sure he's going to try very hard to be Wolverine right now.
I'd like to say I'm not a violent man. The trouble just has a way of finding me.
It's good that they're at least giving him his yellow suit and not giving him like the X-Men fucking movie suit.
I'm actually really happy that they did that too. I personally don't have a problem with the suit. I think the suit looks pretty good. It's going to be interesting to see what type of other variants of the suit they're going to have. They're probably going to have like the yellow and blue one. Also, his suit when he wore when he fought the Hulk in the comics. I'm really and obviously they're going to have some of like the X-Men movie suits. Like the first X-Men movie, Days of Future Past. They're probably gonna have all those suits in there. But and they're probably gonna have like when he was like the Weapon X experiment, shirtless with the cords on his back and the shit on his head. They're probably gonna have that too. But yeah, it looks really good. It looks really good. I like I said, it sounds like they know how to make games when it comes to the graphics and everything.
Nobody would play this fucking game if there wasn't a ton of blood, if there wasn't a ton of gore and whatnot. That would be the most stupid decision you could ever make for a Wolverine game. So at least they were smart enough to put in all the blood and all the gore. But otherwise, the
I agree, because like I said, for a Wolverine game, it needed that. It needed this. Because I think the last good Wolverine game they made that people enjoyed was the X-Men Origins Wolverine game, based off the movie. I think that was the last decent one they made. So because that one had a rated M rating too, from what I understand.
combat looks like Spider-Man just with Wolverine.
How far I run.
So I'm happy that Omega Red's in here. I'm curious to see if there's going to be other characters, other villains in here too. There probably is. Omega Red, probably Sabretooth, Lady Deathstrike. So I'm really hoping to see those characters in this game as well.
That's always waiting.
And it's been confirmed that he is going to be in multiple places. They showed Manjapur, from what I understand, and there's going to be other places that he's going to be at also.
Just not for me.
I really hate the hairstyle for these people that he's fighting. Like, it's all the fucking modern audience type of hairstyles.
Just not for me.
Like, I fucking hate the hairstyles for these guys. Yeah, I love that shit right there. He's just like trying to like stab this guy just to let him go. That shit was fucking brutal.
Yeah, it's literally, bro. Even the cinematic combat, even like this part right here, this is literally Spider-Man. Like the same exact thing that happened in Spider-Man, when Spider-Man would get grabbed by an enemy cinematically, and you have to punch him in the face to get out of it. It's the same thing. Insomniac is going to keep doing the same thing they've been doing in the hopes that it works, and that's basically where we're at now. Here's what else.
He's right, but at the same time, I kind of don't. This is just me personally. I really don't mind it. I think it looks good. Like I said, I think it looks really good. If it does become repetitive, though, they might have to like change some of the animations. I would say that, but I feel like it's fine for right here. I think it's fine. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah, they would have to change some stuff around if things, especially if they want to continue with this IP, with this character, they would have to like change some stuff around.
Say about the game overall. In terms of Mystique, I will say this: she is questionable, extremely questionable. Okay, for all intents and purposes, I can't even see the difference between the dude and the female. However,
yes. So for some reason, this has been happening primarily in Western gaming. For some reason, they keep making these females look like guys, like the face and the body. They literally make them look like men, and I do not understand why Western gaming has been doing this for the past couple of years. Like, it makes no sense. Like, this is let me show you how they made Mystique look in Fortnite. This is Mystique in Fortnite. This is what Mystique looks like in Fortnite. Right? Let me show you another image. Like, this looks like a female. She doesn't have that stupid jostle chin like guys do. Like, again, why are they purposely making women in games ugly? Like, if you tell like I'm telling you right now, if you ask an average female and they say, hey, do you think she's attractive? Like, they're gonna say no. Like, and if you try to compare them, saying, hey, you look like this female in the game, like, they're gonna be upset. Like, bro, like, if you compare them to someone like this, then they'll feel as a compliment because she's beautiful. But this, it's like, they'll get upset. You'd be like, I don't fucking look like that. Like, again, like, and mind you, I'm not even asking for them to like make these females look like Someone like Eve from Stellar Blade, which I still think Eve looked pretty fine to me. But I'm not saying to do all that, but at least make them look like a fucking female. Make them look like a female in terms of the face and the body proportions. Like, I'm not even asking you to make them thick. Just make them an average female. This is not a female. Like, she literally has the face of a guy. Like, I'm just so confused why Western gaming keeps making these females look like guys now. Like, this is not appealing. This is not appealing whatsoever. Like, it's crazy how Fortnite can do it, but they can't do it. And mind you, look at the graphics for this. Like, they poured so much money in this, and yet this is what you come up with. This is what you come up with.
However, she was only on screen for a couple of seconds. They did a really awkward close-up, really bad close-up. Obviously, her body is going to be modern audience because, like, every fucking female...
like they literally there's no arch in her back. Literally no arch. There's literally a guy.
Is modern audience at this point. But what I do find interesting, I want to show you something really quick. Hold on. So I want to show you this picture. Now, this picture was from the leaks that came out. Now, all the characters were showcased in the leaks initially, okay? These are the characters that were going to be in the game, supposedly. Tiger, Kelly Hugh. If you scroll here, obviously we knew Liam McIntyre was going to be Wolverine. We knew about this. We knew about this for a long time already with the leaks that came out a long time ago. But if you look...
So this is the person that's playing... So these are the people that they scanned to be in the game. These are the people that are going to be in the game. So this is the person... This is the actress that's playing Mystique. This looks nothing like what we just saw.
Look specifically here at Mystique. If you look at Mystique, you'll realize very quickly that it doesn't look like the Mystique we got in the trailer.
It doesn't.
Right? Mystique seems like to be the only character that has been effectively changed in some way, shape, or form. Now, this could be...
Well, actually, that we know of, because we only saw Mystique. We haven't seen any of the other female characters. I heard that Jean Grey is going to be in this game from leaks. And obviously, he just showed Tiger. So, again, as far as we know, we saw that they did it to Mystique. Which probably means they're probably going to do it with the other characters as well.
Because of the angle, it could be because of the cinematics, it could be because of anything. But as of right now, the Mystique that I'm looking at here looks a lot more feminine from the leaks compared to the Mystique that we're getting right now in the game. Right? So maybe it's just that one scene for all we know. Who really knows?
I mean, I can't really tell. The only difference I see, though, is the face. Like, the face is really different from what we just saw in the trailer. I can't really tell with the body. We probably have to get, like, a different angle. But the face, yeah, I can tell. And it looks nothing like the actress. Like,
knows? I have no idea. But I just find it odd that they would change Mystique, but they would keep everybody else the same. I find it very, very strange. Every other character looks pretty much the same as what they got in the game. Yeah, we're not even going to talk about
what the fuck is this?
This fucking, like, why is she even in the game? I don't even understand. I am so...
Who is she playing as? Because I'm pretty... What is she? I think she was like Amanda Waller in that Suicide Squad game.
So sick of seeing this woman in every fucking AAA game. It is very annoying. So we're going to see at this point what Mystique actually ends up looking like in the final product. But I got to be honest with you, I'm not holding my breath. And because here's why, right? So obviously everybody knows, and if you don't know, I'm going to tell you. Sweet Baby Inc. has been or is still currently involved in this game.
Yes, so it was a very old post a while ago. Like a really old post a while ago. So Sweet Baby Inc. So let me remind you guys, Sweet Baby Inc. is a company that literally nobody fucking wants in gaming. They're supposed to come in and quote unquote make gaming more acceptable for everyone, even though gaming literally anyone can jump in. They are responsible for one of the biggest downfalls in a lot of properties. They are the reason behind Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. They are the reason why Spider-Man 2 has not met expectations compared to the first game. It's because of Spider-Man 2 how people found out about this company. They also destroyed games like Alan Wake. Even games that they worked on their own, none of their games have been successful. So they've just been jumping on to major properties and trying to change them just so they can quote unquote meet the quotas, whatever fucking quota that they're trying to reach for a broader audience. And mind you, it's an audience that doesn't even exist. You see the difference, right? Spider-Man 1, Sweet Baby Inc. was not involved. Amazing game. Spider-Man 2, Sweet Baby Inc. got involved. They changed how the female characters look in the game. They made them uglier compared to how they looked in the first game. The game did not even do good. The game didn't fail, but it sold 2/3 less than what the first game did. That was a huge, huge drop. Huge drop. And now they're working on this, and they're working on this Wolverine game. So they probably signed on to work on Spider-Man 2 and the Wolverine game at the same time. So we don't know how deep they are in this game, but like I said, just looking at Mystique just tells it all. So, because they did the same thing with Mary Jane in the Spider-Man 2 game. So,
to some extent, what that extent is, we have no idea, right? Varadark says here, Sweet Baby's Wolverine game did Mystique the dirty, right? You got Pirate Nation making you realize, and again, a lot of people have...
And that's another thing I forgot to mention too. Conquered. So, Conquered, as those of you don't know, it came out last year. It is arguably one of the biggest failures in gaming history. That is a game that they spent, like over $400 million to make? Development in 8 years, and the game failed in eight days. It got shut down in 8 days. I think they only made like $25,000 in sales, 25,000 or 25 million, something like that. Nobody played that game. Sony shut down that game. They shut down the studio. Like, if you literally go look at that game, just look at the character designs, you can automatically tell, like, yeah, this game's a failure. You got the pronouns in the bio. You got a little female character look like a guy dressed like a turtle. And then you expect people to pay $40 for it. They're trying to compete with a game like Overwatch, from what I understand, and they try to make people pay $40 for it. Like, get the fuck out of here. But apparently, the character designer who worked on Conquered is at Insomniac now. So that's a huge red flag. That is a huge red flag.
On this, Smash reported on this, Kyle reported on this, Pirate Nation spoke about this. If you guys are unaware, the character artist for Insomniac Games is also the same character artist that worked on Concord. I'm telling you right now, the similarities are striking. I think anybody looking at this can say that with all honesty, that there is a really strong, striking similarity between the characters that were designed for Concord, that everybody and their mother hated, and Mystique turning out the way that Mystique turned out. Because again, this Mystique compared to this Mystique, something is very off here, right? Even the colors don't even look the same, but to be fair, she's in the shadows in this picture, and
I just don't understand why they like making females ugly. Like, I just don't get it. How are you for female rights? Like, you're for feminists, but you don't want to make females look beautiful. Like, that makes no sense. Like, why do these companies try so hard to make females look ugly? Like, I just don't get it. I do not understand, man. Like, can we just have our females look like females? Like, I'm just so confused. Why are they trying so hard to make these women look like men? Like, I'm just so confused. Like, they give them the chiseled jaw and they make them have like these masculine bodies. Like, I just don't get it. They literally want every character to look like Abby from The Last of Us Part 2. That's literally how they want all these characters to look like. I kid you not. Search up Abby from The Last of Us Part 2, the game, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Like, that's literally what they want these characters to look like now. And I don't understand it. I don't get it. Apparently looking beautiful is problematic now in gaming. And mind you, Sweet Baby Inc., mind you, they said it themselves, like, it's contributing to the male gaze. It's just like, okay? If you have a good-looking guy, does that contribute to the female gaze? Like, I'm so confused. Like, make it make sense.
she's not in this one. So, take that with a grain of salt at this point. But she is involved in this game. The character artist is involved in this game. So take that for what it's worth. This is just another failing upward situation. If you look here from Master to TDS, he says, unfortunately, it's still carrying the Sweet Baby Instinct. The tweet cited in the article has been deleted, and this post is one of the only records left. Even Narcissus, now with Brass Lion, makers of Wu-Tang game tied to SBI, confirmed he worked on Wolverine with Kim Belair, and SBI themselves publicly posted about it at the time. A source of ours told us that Sony had large.
So that's a bad sign right there. That's really bad. So Kim Belair, she is the CEO of Sweet Baby Inc. And the fact that she had her hands on it, that's like, oh man, that's a huge red flag right there. That's a huge red flag for this game. And that's the thing. I do not want this game to fail. I actually want this game to be successful. I think everyone wants this game to be successful. Like, Wolverine is arguably one of the second and third most popular Marvel characters of all time, right after Spider-Man. Wolverine is so popular. He's one of the most popular characters ever created in the West. Everybody wants this game to succeed. People want this game to succeed. Wolverine, depicted in most media, especially in movies, has been depicted like fairly well, in my opinion. Hugh Jackman has done a really good job portraying the character. Every time he's in any property, when they show him, he's done a really good job portraying the character. People want this to succeed. Everyone wants this game to succeed.
Largely cut ties with SBI, but I believe they are still involved with the game as far as I know. So the information has been all over the place, right?
So Sony has cut ties with Sweet Baby Inc., which is good, which is really good, because we've seen what they, like I said, over the past couple of years, you see what Sweet Baby Inc. has done to the gaming industry. They have destroyed it. Like, it's because of them that that reboot Mortal Kombat game was fucking terrible. One of the worst entries in the Mortal Kombat. That game was so bad in terms of the character designs and the story. It was absolutely like dumb. The only reason why the game survived, honestly, is probably because of the guest characters from Homelander and Omni-Man. That's one of the main reasons why the game survived. And even then, it still wasn't enough. But it's good that they cut ties, but at the same time, it just says that they still had like a pretty decent chunk of work in this game. So, to what extent, we're gonna have to wait until the game comes out.
At first, it was SBI's involved, which they were, because we know they were, because they talked about it and they put it on their website and they put it on their Twitter. So we know they were involved. The question is whether or not they're still involved. And there are conflicting reports of whether or not Sony has actually gotten rid of them or not gotten rid of them. I'm going to tell you my personal opinion. This is not confirmed or not, I can't confirm or deny. But it's in my personal opinion that these people are still actively working on this game. It's my opinion that that's happening. The reason why is because SBI has gone above and beyond to ensure that most, if not all, of their AAA games are hidden from public sight. They will advertise the indie games.
That is true. Ever since people has found out, because on Steam, someone made like a Steam detector to detect Sweet Baby Inc. games, and for some reason Sweet Baby Inc. got upset at it. Now, if I'm working in the gaming industry and someone has made something to detect if I'm involved in a game, if I know I'm doing good work on a game, I would not be upset about that, because one, I do good work for a game, so obviously if they're making a detector to detect that we work on a game, then I would have no issue with that. Imagine if they did that for someone like NetEase or FromSoft. Those are two beloved franchises for the past couple of years now, because they made beloved games. So if someone made like some sort of detector to say, oh, they're working on this game, oh, they're involved in this game, I don't think they would be upset, because they do good work. Now, if you have a problem with that, that means you're not doing good work. That means you know in your heart that what you're doing is turning off the average gamer. And literally, Sweet Baby Inc. from even normies are getting tired of this shit. Like the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League destroyed the Arkhamverse. It destroyed Rocksteady. Rocksteady is a beloved studio for what they did with the Arkham, for what they did with Batman. That game destroyed Arkham Batman. Disrespected it. It disrespected the game. It disrespected the gamers, and it disrespected Batman. And ever since then, Studio Inc. has hid everything that they worked on their website. And then yet they still try to justify them. Still try to justify themselves working on games. Make it make sense. Like you are literally destroying everything you touch. You destroy. That's why people literally call them the kiss of death, because everything you touch, you destroy. Like these people really like what they did to Spider-Man 2 should be studied. Like if you look at the first game sales, like I kid you not, search up the sales for Spider-Man 1 and then look up the sales for Spider-Man 2. Huge difference. Huge difference. Like I kid you not.
They work on, but they're not advertising their AAA games that they're working on, because this is probably a new rule that they've made internally at their company to avoid backlash from people until the very last second. So when people buy these games not realizing SBI has worked on it, then they beat the game and they get to the credits and they see diversity consultants SBI on there. Then you got the bait and switch. Right now they're in the point in time where they're trying to bait and switch people and trying to be as non-transparent as possible.
Yep.
As they can be.
Yep.
So for me, I truly believe that they're still working on this game.
And this is something I don't understand. Why do you need this type of company to work on your game? It's a fucking video game. We're talking about a fucking video game. We're talking about fiction. Why do we need a diversity inclusion group helping us to create a fucking video game based on an already established IP? Why do we need consultants like that? Like, at that point, you might as well just go bankrupt. The fact that these people are spending, like, mind you, they're not spending thousands of dollars on these consultants. They're spending millions of dollars on these consultants. Because I believe they approached Wukong when Black Myth Wukong was in development. I believe they approached them, and I think they were asking like $7 million to help them work on the game. Like, they said no. Like, fuck those dudes. Like, if I work in the gaming industry, not just the gaming industry, if I work in any industry, especially when that involves entertainment, and I get approached by a group like that, I'm literally giving them the finger, because at that point, what are you even making entertainment for? Like, people do not watch entertainment just to see the diverse faces that they want to see. People consume entertainment because they want to be lost. They want to be entertained. And that's not what these consultants want. They want to input these DEI things. They want to input all this political stuff because they want to preach. They don't want to entertain. It's literally been proven in all of their games. Everything they touch, that's literally has been proven. And that's why it's a problem that everything's becoming so political. Like, I'm tired of this political shit. I just want to have fun. Like, I think that's what everyone wants. Everyone wants to have fun. Like, leave your politics at the door. When you come in, people want to get entertained. People want to we need you to create. And create for your audience. Don't create for a small, minute group of people that just want to retweet your shit but don't even invest and buy into your shit. Those are the Karens. Those are the people that complain and have nothing to do. Those are people that don't go outside. They spend all day on the internet just talking shit. Talking shit about stuff that doesn't even matter to them.
But I have no proof of that. I can't say for certain they are, and I can't say for certain that there aren't, right? And neither can Master the TDS, which he clarifies here as well. So at this point, considering what we're seeing, I'm going to tell you my honest opinion. When it comes to Wolverine, I'm completely in the middle, right? When it comes to the trailer,
I'm kind of in the middle too, but at the same time, I'm just going to be honest. It looks good, but at the same time, the Spider-Man 2 trailer did look good too. So there is that. But like I said, I'm kind of in the middle, but I'm kind of leaning towards like kind of positive, because I don't know, like it looks good. Like I said, Mystique looks really bad. Like I said, we'll have to wait for more, because Insomniac, during the behind the scenes stuff, they did say that they're gonna reveal some more stuff in spring of next year. So next year they're probably gonna release the other characters that are going to be in this game. And they're probably going to show like a gameplay mission of example of what the game's going to be like when you're playing it. So we'll have to wait and see.
I appreciated how violent it was. I appreciate how bloody it was. but I can't shake the fact that it's just Spider-Man reskinned. I can't shake the fact that Insomniac Games, and I'll tell you like this, you want the truth? Here's the truth. Even if SBI is not involved with Insomniac Games, you would be out of your mind if you didn't think that people at Insomniac Games don't ideologically think like SBI.
That is true. That is 100% true because we've seen it in the past, especially with Spider-Man 2. So, like I said, I don't know what happened after Spider-Man 1. I think after Spider-Man 1, a lot of people who worked on this game left, and this company has done some major restructuring in terms of the writing team. So, I'm not surprised either. Hypnotic does have a point.
So even if you get rid of SBI, it does not matter, folks. SBI, from the mindset perspective, is still in Insomniac Games. They are still heavily leaning towards the mindset that SBI has. And they have certain writers that think like SBI. They have certain people that defended SBI. None of that's going to change. Even if they fire SBI, none of that is going to change. So at this point, if you want to not buy the game because it has SBI in it, that's your right. That's, you do what you got to do. If you want to, wait for a review on the game, you're more than welcome to. You do what you want to do with your money. But in my opinion, firing SBI or not, it's not going to change a fucking thing because we've proven through multiple different conversations about this game, through all the different leaks and all the people that have been known to be working on this game, that this game has been ideologically captured from the beginning. I'm sorry to tell you, the game has been ideologically captured from the beginning, so it's up to you to make the decision that's best for you at this point in time. So in terms of Mystique, we're going to find out, but, looking at these screenshots from an account called Mr. Bug, says, anyways, here's Mystique in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, Fortnite, and the Wolverine Origins game. You can clearly see that she was given so much better treatment in the past.
Yeah, I literally just showed this. Like, I literally compared to the Fortnite one. Like, again, like, they know how to, like, this was back at a time when they actually know what the fuck they were doing in the gaming industry.
Really is quite unfortunate. So you guys let me know in the comments down below with this video. What do you think about Marvel's Wolverine from Insomniac Games? Are you for it? Are you against it? Are you in the middle? Let me know whatever that may be in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you enjoyed it, consider hitting that like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one.
So, yeah, I'm kind of, I don't know, like, I'm kind of in the middle too. Because, like I said, we can't deny the Sweet Baby Inc. involvement. We cannot deny that. But, like I said, we're going to have to wait till spring of next year. Because that's when we're going to get another, more information about this game. So, we'll have to wait and see. But, yeah. Like I said, how they made Mystique look in this shit is just... Like, how they made her look, like, this is just questionable, man. Like, why the fuck would you make... Like, I'm just so confused by this, man. It's mainly, like, the head. It's the head and the jaw, man. Like, we need to start a campaign to make females look like females in gaming again. Because this is just ridiculous. It's crazy how the East knows how to make a female look like a female. It's not anything extraordinary. It's just literally simple and cutthroat. They just make it so fucking complicated here in the West. But yeah, let's get to the next thing I want to talk about. I want to talk about Ananta. There has been some stuff about this, so let's get to the next video from Rev.
Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So just like anything else in the gaming industry, whenever there's something good and promising on the horizon, people start seething about it. They find any reason to be upset, and that's happening once again with the upcoming release of an open world RPG named Ananta. Now, despite the controversy we're going to look at today, overall there's a lot of support. You can see the latest gameplay trailer that was uploaded 5 days ago. It has nearly 3 million views on this trailer alone. And also, you can see the like to dislike ratio. People are very impressed. And I'll let the trailer play a little bit in the background as I talk here. But basically, people have labeled this the anime Grand Theft Auto. And for good reason, but it goes beyond that. It appears that they have taken a lot of success.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It like, I remember when I watched this a couple of months ago when they revealed it. It looks pretty good. Like, it kind of does remind you of like some anime version of Grand Theft Auto, which I think like a Chinese version, because I believe this is This is NetEase working on this game. NetEase is gonna be as big as FromSoft, man. I'm telling you, man. Like they did Marvel Rivals. They're working on Blood Message. Like they're gonna be really big, man. NetEase is gonna be really big in the next coming years, man. I'm telling you, man. The East is literally whooping our ass, bro, in entertainment, bro. Like they already beat us in comics with manga, the Japanese. Now they're gonna beat us in gaming. Like, man, it's just crazy how all these companies are letting the East just come into your own backyard and just outsell you, just whoop your ass. Like, it's absolutely insane, man. And they're not even doing anything like extraordinary, new, or different. They're just doing something simple. They're literally just doing something simple. Like, why can't we do that? Why can't we do that anymore? 2000s and the 2010s, man. I swear, I say this all the time, man. The 2010s were literally the last years of great entertainment in terms of movies and gaming for the West, in my opinion. Because I don't know what the hell happened to us, man. We have fallen off like huge, man. Like the fall off is crazy, man. For Western games, it is absolutely crazy, man.
Successful aspects of other games and mashed it into this one game, which normally sounds very exciting, right? But of course, we live in times where people want to be miserable about everything, and here you have anime girls plus fun. Yeah, that makes the usual suspects seethe in anger, including games journalists and shills on social media who are trying to not only disparage this game, but also are encouraging Sony to try to take this down with legal action. The same type of people who cheer on Palworld and are condemning Nintendo for the lawsuit they filed against.
That is true. The people who are advocating this to like get taken down are the same people that loved Palworld. And for those of you who know, Palworld, I never played Palworld, but I've seen some gameplay. It looks really good. And these same people are upset that Nintendo is suing them because they quote unquote copied Pokemon. But it's kind of ironic how they're okay with this being sued and getting taken out, but Palworld, it's fine. So make it make sense.
That game. But anyways, there's a lot to look at with this game. Like I said, a lot of aspects. I think a lot of people are sold alone with a cute anime girl wearing yoga pants dropping bombs from behind the three-point line. But anyways, this has a lot of aspects. I can't go through all of them, but there's one component of the game where you can do police-like interactions, including arresting people, doing body searches, drug tests, and issuing fine tickets. A little while ago, I talked about Take Us North, which is a propaganda piece.
I talked about this stupid-ass game, too. This is like, again, I don't know who the fuck they're making this game for. This is the dumbest idea for a game I ever heard of.
Where you play the role of an illegal migrant trying to enter the United States. And I said they got it all wrong. Not just the problem.
This is literally a propaganda game. Like, who is playing this game for entertainment? I'm just being really honest right now. I think he says it here, but if they were to make the roles reverse where you actually play like a border patrol agent, I feel like that would be way more fun. This is just dumb.
Propaganda, but they should have done a reverse where you play the border patrol, but it looks like Ananta is doing that reverse that I talked about. But there's also a dating system in this game. And oh boy howdy, can I not wait for the amount of people calling users and participants of the system incels, predators, fascists. And you go, how would they call them fascists? Well, it's 2025, okay? They'll find a way to call people fascists for playing a dating sim aspect of this game. But anyways, good news for a lot of people. This is a free-to-play game. And a lot of people assume...
I'm actually really surprised that this is going to be a free-to-game play. Because like I said earlier, this is coming out on Android, PlayStation, I think iOS, from what I believe. Let me double check that actually. Ananta. Let's see if I can try to play this on Steam. Yeah, PlayStation, PC, Android. It's coming out on PS4. This is coming out on PS4? Bro, what is the point of getting a PS5? Bro, what is the point? We are what? 5 years in? No, 6 years in the PS5 era, and they're still dropping games for PS4? Man. I don't see the... Wow. Like, just the other day, they released Marvel Rivals for PS4. Wow, I had no idea this was coming out for PS4. But yeah, it's coming out for PlayStation, PC, Android, and iOS. But yeah, I'm surprised this is gonna be free to play. I'm actually really surprised.
Without any sort of confirmation that this was a gacha game. They never came out and said this was going to be a gacha game, but a lot of journalists and users on social media assumed based on, the anime characters and the open world concept. But no, it is not your traditional gacha game. It's going to have in-game purchases with just cosmetic stuff like furniture, cars, outfits, stuff like that. So I'm sure they're going to make a gorgillion dollars on this game, to be honest with you. And the hype is definitely there. At this point,
yeah, see, so this was when was it? This was September 23rd. This was 5 days ago. So this number is easily more. It's way more than this now. But yeah, a lot of people are really excited for this game. A lot of people really want to excite this game. I really just signed up a couple of hours ago.
At this point, I believe there's over 11 or 12 million pre-registered users who are waiting for this game to come out after the latest trailer. There's a lot of hype surrounding this game. But of course, like I said, nothing good can come to the gaming industry without getting the usual suspects very upset, including journalists at The Gamer, who have said Ananta isn't anime GTA 6. It's a creatively bankrupt gacha game. Now, of course,
it's a creative bankrupt gacha game, and yet there's literally over 10 million signups. Yeah. This is what I'm talking about when these mainstream media literally are detached by their audience. They do not understand what the audience wants. They really don't.
Said people are calling it the anime GTA, but that's not all it is. It's kind of a funny joke, but there's a lot of other aspects to this that people are discovering and they see being pulled from other games and put into one setting, which normally is a very good thing. But of course, they're calling it a gacha game as well. They assumed, without any confirmation, this was a gacha game. It never was being sold as a gacha game. So isn't it great to see a journalist in their own title, not corrected, by the way, it has not been edited, calling this a gacha game to hate on it when it was never confirmed to be one in the first place. And it's even more ironic coming from The Gamer, who on their best pick, their staff pick of 2024 for the best games, they ranked Pale World number 3 of all games. This is the exact type of thing they're condemning. They took obviously a lot of aspects and inspiration from Pokemon, and they cheer this on, but with Ananta, they're very, very upset and condemning it. Very, very ironic. But anyways, they call this game, Ananta, something that feels hollow. It sucks. Games can look this good and feel so hollow. And they mention...
These are the same people that praise Dragon Age the Veilguard, by the way. Again, I'm just so confused. Who literally lets these companies still be, these writers still be a thing? Like, they're literally writing to no one. They're not writing for us gamers. They're not writing for anyone. Like, they're literally writing for no one. No one reads this shit and takes it seriously. And what gets me upset about this is that these people, right, they don't care about gamers, but yet they still always get early access to all of this shit, bro. Like, all the new games coming out, they get the interviews. Like, I just don't get why these studios are giving them access, especially when it comes to studios from the East. Like, I think it's because the East is not really, they don't really know what's happening with gaming journalism, so that's probably why. But still, man, like, I would not let these people get any close to my properties. That's just my personal thing. I would not let people test this shit. None of this shit. I would not let people like this in there. And it's not just these the mainstream media. It's these. There's some content creators that they're literally shields. Like they will shield a property, even if it's shit. Like it doesn't matter how bad it is, they will shield that shit. Like we've seen it happen with Conquered. We've seen it happen with Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Like there's people out there. Even when it's games that we want, that we like, there are literally people out that will literally say that I'll literally call gamers weirdos for liking this. Like we've seen it happen with Stellar Blade was a perfect example. You got fucking weirdos literally making videos talking about how we're weird for liking a game like this. And mind you, these are games that would literally come out back in the 2010s. And now, because the industry has shifted in terms of how they see certain gaming mechanics now, it's weird that we like how things used to be, apparently to them. And again, they're fake. They're not genuine because they do this because they want to hold on. They want to make sure that they're on the side of the mainstream. They want to get the early access to things. They want to get sponsors to these free events. Things like that. That's why they do this shit. Like they're hollow. In my opinion, they're hollow inside. They are hollow inside because they know they're doing this just for that. But deep down, they know they don't like this shit. They know they want to nerd out with everyone else playing this shit and talking about this shit, but they can't do that.
That they're taking swinging and parkour mechanics from Insomniac's Spider-Man titles. Oh boy, we'll see a lot more posts about that right now, where we have viral posts like this. With
I seen this of him doing the Spider-Man thing. This shit was actually really funny when I seen this. This was actually pretty funny when I seen this.
Just like this with 27,000 likes, nearly 7 million views saying, "Hey Insomniac, can I copy your homework looking game? How do these gacha games get away with straight up ripping off Spider-Man, not saying swinging mechanics shouldn't be done, but these are literally the Spider-Man 2 animations?" Yeah, leave the billion-dollar company alone. There's a lot to unpack here. I mean, number one, like we already talked about, this is not a gacha game. So they're using gacha in an inflammatory way to try to, try to insult the game. But it's just not true. It's not a gacha game. So also people are saying Sony lawyers looking at the new Ananta gameplay footage. Like there's something there that they should file a lawsuit over. And then you have people saying you're effing joking, referring to other similar mechanics. And this person says, "I hope Insomniac sues the ever-living F out of them." Now, this might seem stupid without an explanation, but I'll give you a brief reason why this is so dumb.
This is why I keep saying that before you talk about something, make sure you do your research and make sure you understand what you're talking about. Because, again, we literally saw this game trailer being released on the PlayStation page on YouTube. So, again, please do your research, guys. Seriously. Do not talk about stuff without doing your research because, again, if you see something like, again, they're saying that Sony should sue, but you literally see this game releasing. Like, Sony literally released it on their PlayStation page. Why would they do that?
They published the official gameplay trailer.
Yeah, see? Right here. PlayStation. Look how many views it got.
On the PlayStation YouTube channel. So if Sony had an issue with anything to do with this game, why would they not only support it, but promote it and publish it? I literally cannot believe these are sentient human beings saying these things. And if you keep breaking it down, you can also see that NetEase is a part of this. And of course, they work closely with Sony, and Marvel Rivals made them a huge stack of cash. And then we're getting into a more detailed explanation. I think this does a really good job, so I'm going to read through this really quick. To answer your question in the second paragraph, Ananta is heavily advertised and marketed by Sony. Sony owns Insomniac Games. NetEase
Sony owns Insomniac.
He's published Ananta and is also partnered with Marvel and produces arguably the most popular Marvel game of recent years. NetEase and Sony had a high-profile partnership back in 2021. Likely their partnership roles have expanded over the years. So if it really was a problem, Sony would have been the one to sue. Evidently, Sony is just fine with it, not only fine with it, but supportive of it, Sony likely gave NetEase their explicit permission to use these Spider-Man mechanics, probably even asked some Insomniac devs to help with the implementation. You can now have your opinion about how it's one-to-one, it looks, and I agree, but it's a nothing burger. The parties involved, based on available facts, likely consented to it. I mean, if these partners here had any issues, if Sony had any issue, they would have done something. They wouldn't have allowed this to happen. So I don't understand the amount of bootlicking for Sony and people encouraging them to sue, or Insomniac, which of course is owned by Sony, to take some sort of legal action against Ananta is just absolutely silly. It would be completely self-defeating to sue someone that you're working with. It makes no sense, especially when there's a positive result going. But people are seeing these slight comparisons and freaking out as if this never existed in any other game. Every person who is whining about Ananta, especially when it comes to these Spider-Man 2 references and the swinging motions, these are likely the same people who condemn Nintendo's lawsuit against Palworld. So I think there's a lot of hypocrisy. I would just assume, if you saw someone mad at Ananta for this, you should also assume that they're cool with Nintendo. Otherwise, they're a massive hypocrite. So It's just very, very weird. But of course, you have these very aggressive posts we looked at, encouraging lawsuits against Ananta, and you have posts like this describing very clearly the stakes that we're talking about here and how ridiculous these posts really are. How do these people respond who have been attacking Ananta? Oh, they don't want to have a real discussion. They say, this is the most copium post I've ever seen, LOL. There's no reason to even try and argue with these people. They've made their minds up. This is the average...
you can't argue with people like this, because their mindset is, if you don't agree with them, then you're the problem. And I feel like that's a mindset for a lot of people when it comes to certain things, and it's just weird. Like, we're talking about gaming here, guys. Like, everyone's gonna always have their own opinions. Like, and again, like, everyone doesn't have to agree with you. You know, it's not like, what are we even talking about here?
Social media user, they make their mind up about something, and they just don't want to hear something that conflicts with their own opinion, and this is really a prime example of that. But of course, we have some other people confirming what was previously stated in that long post. This user saying, can confirm today I asked the Ananta devs about this at Tokyo Game Show and possible conflicts with Spider-Man plagiarism complaints. They told me there's no issue for similar reasons. And here's Mark Kern, an OG WoW dev, saying, OG Blizzard was never original. Our formula was to take what works from other games and combine them, then add some unique flavoring on top just to sprinkle. It works. Ananta is just doing what Blizzard did, and also what I would assume a lot of other developers are doing as well. It is perfectly normal to take inspiration from other games, to see what's working for them and try to incorporate it in your own game. As long as you're not completely copying the entire thing one-to-one, start to finish, every aspect of the game, I think you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
And again, a lot of the people whining about Ananta are the same ones who are whining about Nintendo suing Palworld, so very ironic. Also, as pointed out here too, we're going to have a tourist issue. I guarantee there's going to be a big tourist issue. As with any...
Oh, of course, because it looks like an anime, there's going to be a lot of tourists coming in and complaining. There's been an issue with anime. I'm actually going to do a live stream about that tomorrow, about anime tourism, because it is getting worse. But yeah, there is going to be a tourist issue with this, especially when it comes to fan service.
Anime-themed game, or any anime-themed piece of media these days, it's going to get a lot of attention, and the tourists are going to be out in full force. You can see some posts already starting to show up. This user's basically saying, can we talk about the fact that there's too many characters getting fan serviced? Saying, is this character even wearing a suit? Oh, and this character has revealing spots, and they're wearing plastic instead of a real suit. Please tell me y'all's opinion, and we should be respectful towards each other, okay? Thanks for reading. We're not doing this here. We're not going to start whining about fan service in Ananta, okay? I think it's very obvious they're trying to play into that at least a little bit. We're not doing this. We're not going to have the same repeats of other...
And here's the thing I hate about this. People, they make posts like this, and yet they yell out and, like, they want people to support what they're saying. Like, this is another thing that I get really upset about. Like, Because, like, why do you need people's support? Because at that point, you're just looking for a reason to start to start a conflict, to start something. At that point, and you want people to back you up. Like, people are not obligated to support you. Like, you're free to say your opinion, but don't expect people to support you for what you're saying. And again, the game's not even out yet, and you're already complaining. Like, again, people like this, they just literally have to look for something to complain. It's like they literally get up every day, they go on a computer, and they look for something that majority everyone likes, and they have to complain about some aspect about it. Me personally, I don't really complain about stuff. I only complain about things that I enjoy. I don't go into someone else's properties, not knowing. Especially if it's something I'm not familiar with, I don't go into there and I start complaining. For example, a lot of people notice about me, I am not a big Star Wars person. I don't know that much about Star Wars. I never got into Star Wars. I think I only watched like the third, like it was like the last movie of like the original Star Wars movies. Back in my last job last year, my boss showed it to me. So I'm not the biggest Star Wars person. I never got into Star Wars. I've been debating to get into it. A lot of fans, a lot of people that I know told me if you watch it, only watch the old stuff. Don't watch the stuff with Disney. People told me nothing Disney has done has been good except for like Rogue One, even though some people complain about that. But I'm not a big Star Wars person. I'm just not. I'm not. I will not. Really talk about Star Wars properties like that because I don't know anything about Star Wars. But people like this, it's a perfect example. They'll come in. This is why they're called tourists, because they'll come in to a property that already has an established community, and they think there's a problem with it, and they try to change it to fit their needs. That's what's happening with anime and manga right now, especially with people saying there's a problem with too much fan service. Which again, I'm going to be doing a longer live stream about that tomorrow. But again, this is a problem right here. There's always going to be some complaining about something on the internet. That's just how things are. I'm not saying certain people shouldn't be on the internet, but I'm just saying certain people just don't know what they're talking about sometimes.
Popular games, whether it's actual gacha games like, let's say, Genshin Impact, for example, we're not going to have people coming in and trying to alter how things are going to be presented for everyone else, the vast majority of people who might be playing this game who do not have an issue with these things. And if they do have an issue, they'll be normal enough to just, not engage with it. And even in the game, it sounds like a lot of the outfits, that's what you're going to be paying for in terms of microtransactions. So if you don't want to buy revealing outfits, then literally close your wallet and don't do it. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Good video from Rev. But yeah, he has a point. Again, we really need to... a lot of things that I want to go in depth on. But like I said, Ananta looks like it's going to be a good game. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it. We're still waiting for a release date for this. Damn, this was announced all the way back in 2023. So, no, it's been announced for a while now. So, still waiting for a release date to be announced. But, yeah, man. I just hope the gaming industry gets better, man, even though that's just wishful thinking right now. Because I don't think it is. Because, like I said, we see what they made Mystique look like. Like, you guys really seen it. And obviously you have people complaining about a game that literally looks good. Like, this game looks good. I don't know why people are upset about it. But I think that's going to do it there for the live stream tonight. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate if you guys could join the Discord I have. The links are in the description. Or you can go on my bio and join from there. I'm also on social media like Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I did a drawing live stream yesterday. Probably gonna do another one on maybe be Tuesday. Probably Tuesday. Tomorrow I'm going to do another live stream talking about Anime Tourist and how they are destroying the anime community. I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching tonight. Hope you guys have a great week ahead of you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. This is the Wave Blur, and I'm signing out.